Hello, so this is just going to be my reaction to the diagnostic. And, well, what immediately stands out to me as being kind of funny about it is that when I originally got interested in socionics, I had thought I was a critic, or of the type, sociotype critic, because it just fit my intuition of myself in a way that it was hard to describe. But since then, since that original moment many years ago, I've been involved in a number of socionics schools or communities and just general communities of typology, and I've been typed as other things for various reasons, which have confused me a lot. Like, for example, I've been typed as an analyst because my interest in things like higher mathematics, which for some reason is more associated with the analyst. Maybe that is because it's sort of structural logic oriented, and also because of the fact that I try to be polite and unobtrusive and kind of conflict avoidant in conversation. Apparently, but I think that's maybe explained by the harmonizing subtype somewhat. And, well, yeah, I guess nothing else really to say there. And then I've also related maybe even to some ethical types, which is interesting. Just because my life experience has made me consider it important to care a lot about certain people, at least, and I think that empathy is important. But it's obviously true that emotions are something difficult for me, especially in real time. Like, emotions maybe more at a distance. Like, if I have time to process them, I can be very thoughtful about emotions. But in real time, it's challenging for me to just have like an emotional reaction. Comes across as kind of awkward. Yeah, but that process of kind of keeping my emotions, sometimes people builds up internal tension. Anyway, the some of the comments I found kind of funny, like the how the rational sensing types are can be kind of like put off or bothered by my appearance or lifestyle, which, I mean, it is actually true. Like, I get comments sometimes like, well, my mother, for one, I believe she's a guardian, and she's just constantly annoyed with my lifestyle. She considers me like a heathen. And I mean, she takes care of me well in some respects, but nonetheless, she's the foremost among the people in my life who wants me to live more normally, and to some extent that's probably something valuable. Like, I am trying to get a normal, stable career right now, or I'm working towards that. Yeah, but she's impatient for that and doesn't like the waiting. Yeah, and just she comments on things like my hair, my nails, the mess in my room. You always find something. Yeah. And sometimes, like, other types, like enthusiasts, will sometimes notice I'm very, like, thin or something like that, or some other attribute about me, and comment on it. Yeah. And another thing about, like, being like a dynamic type, having like a weak nervous system, being very sensitive. I think that's very true. Yeah. Um, yeah. I guess something that that's been probably one of the foremost difficulties for me in my life. But one thing that helped with that is just being involved in sort of intense causes with other central types. Put me in a lot more, like, open and vulnerable situations where I had to have a lot of anxiety and go through it anyway. And it doesn't actually get rid of my anxiety totally, but it maybe makes me be more at peace with it. Like I can actually still do difficult things while being anxious and in difficult circumstances. Like just basically being braver. But yeah, I can have like very nervous reactions to all kind of normal things in life that make people think that something's like wrong with me. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it then. Yeah, I'm glad I did this because I've been very confused about my sociotype for some of the reasons I mentioned. And like I understand that also different schools of socionics look at types differently, and that doesn't necessarily mean their insights are useless. But it's good to have some extra clarity because I do actually think that the critic makes a lot of sense. Also, like the way I have like a very like doubting mind and stuff like that, very critical. Like I really relate to the forms of cognition, to like the dialectical, algorithmic style. It's very hard for me to sort of embrace like an unambiguous decisions and things. Like I just constantly criticizing things in my own mind and externally. All right then. See ya.